The operation to retake the tanker happened shortly after 7 p.m. Special Forces commandos from the SBS abseiled onto the deck from helicopters hovering above, supported by colleagues who scaled the side of the ship. The 7 hijackers were captured without being harmed, and the ship was retaken.
There would have been 2 Merlin Mark IVs, there would have been 2 Wildcats, and the operation basically is there to isolate the ship, secure the upper deck to make sure there is no reaction from on board, and then the SBS commandos will be roped on board, obviously covered by the Wildcats and personnel in the helicopters. They would immediately make sure the crew is safe and then secure the stowaways wherever they are in the ship. I think the operation was all over in 7 minutes, I hear, from the time it started to the 7 people being rounded up.
The tanker had been stationary a few miles off the coast of the Isle of Wight for most of the day, one of the world's busiest shipping lanes. She was due to dock in Southampton on Sunday morning, but started steering an erratic course shortly after 10:30 a.m. Images from the marine traffic website showed her zigzagging movement for almost 2 hours. The stowaways began acting violently when the crew discovered them and tried to lock them in a cabin.
We don't know what the people on board were trying to do. Perhaps they were trying to threaten to run the ship aground and spill the oil of the cargo, or perhaps to try and do something even worse. They seem to come from the new centre of piracy in the world, which is off the West African coast. But whether they were trying to sort of coerce themselves into the UK, which strikes me as a little odd, or were just trying to sort of carry out some kind of terrorist attack, which perhaps is more likely, it's hard to say.
The Nave Andromeda left the Nigerian port of Lagos on October the 6th. It arrived in the Canary Islands port of Las Palmas 9 days later, on October the 15th, and left a few hours later for Southampton. It stopped a few miles out, south of the Isle of Wight, and an exclusion zone was established, and maritime Coast Guard helicopters flew over it for most of the day.
The flash to bang, as they say in the military, was pretty quick, but these waters are the SBS's training ground. They're based just around the coast in Poole, and they practice boarding tankers, cargo ships and ferries on the English Channel the whole time. So in that respect, this could not have been a more convenient location for an operation of this kind. From the military's point of view, this was textbook, and the government will be pleased it didn't have an ongoing standoff in the middle of the English Channel. A tricky situation was dealt with in under 12 hours.